So guys, welcome back to Tanjong Pagar United Fan TV. I'm with Adam, Liushan, and Laith today. And today we're just going to be doing a bit of a review going into the Tanjong Pagar United versus Young Lions game. 8:30 p.m. kickoff today, April 1st, 2023 at the Jurong East Stadium. The hype is real.
Yes. Okay, so first off, we have to discuss this. The red card from last game.
Yeah. So I'm actually to be honest, I'm a bit surprised that Raihan hasn't been starting as much this season. But then, when he does play, yeah, I thought he was probably deserving to start, especially considering he started so much last season. But of course, with that red card, how detrimental will that be to our backline?
That is true. But I guess the main question is who has to step up, because we now have our midfielders look like they're a bit lazy. They're not. Oh, Adam's gone there. But our midfielders look a bit wobbly this season so far. It seems like their work rate isn't up there. So what should be done about this?
Yeah, I have to say, Mirko Sugic, I feel like he's been underperforming as well. That's like when you have a back line that's, they're not great. They're not great with crosses, I have to say. We've seen this season, especially against LCS in the first half. Ollie, we went to that game. Remember, we conceded. I think it was 2 or 3 from the exact same spot. I think it was the right back position. Don't think that'll happen again. But yeah, when you have players that can't deal with crosses like this, and then playing from the back, they keep hitting it forward. But then to who? To midfielders that are not performing. So I think it's a tactical. They have to play out the back way more.
It is a big problem for us, yeah.
Let's look at this actually, because I have the sheet up here, and it says we're playing a 5-4-1 today. Well, we have been previously, and
something like that. No one really knows.
With the absence of Ramen, what are we supposed to who?
What do you guys? So as I just said before, Mirko Sugic and Mudra Zija, they haven't been that great this season, especially for a new signing, Mudra Zija. But should Sugic be dropped for Suleiman, do you think, this season? He's a bit more versatile. Well, has more agility. And I think a better work rate this season. It's just maybe his passing isn't as good as Sugic. So do you think that's something that's good
I feel like
that we could use?
He isn't accurate enough now. Like in his key moments, he can't be accurate enough in that role.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Suleiman come on for Sugic this season amid some poor performances.
But we're just lacking in the role, because not only we're lacking forwards, first of all, because we're not scoring enough, and because our center back got sent off. If you look at the game, I feel like if Rahman didn't get sent off, we wouldn't have conceded, basically. Right?
Yeah, you have to say, and to be that game, we complained to the referee a little bit. It was pretty terrible officiating. We did not play bad, so I wouldn't put too much blame on Jailani there or any of the players in particular.
You look at the game against Gailong, for example, right? And we play well because we play the formation to perfection, but we need someone to step for the ramen, as in the player role, and
So Ollie, remember at the Gailong game, a few weeks ago, right? We saw Yunus, who's a new signing, play. We saw how many chances he missed.
Do you think quite a lot of chances, and that's a little bit of a concern in a way.
And there was a lot of easy chances as well. We were winning by that point, so it wasn't too bad. But you could tell the fans' reactions. They thought it was funny at first, but they did kind of get annoyed by the end. And we do have a bit of a striking problem this season.
Goals to kind of kill off the game.
Is Yunus the replacement for Ryo Nishiguchi?
It's important,
in your opinion,
to not put
I think it's a bit of a downgrade compared to Nishiguchi, but I think at least with the number of chances we've seen him create, I think that does show his potential in a way. Just maybe.
Yeah, and we have been improving over the past couple of games from our first game against LCS. Yeah, so hopefully we'll see some better striking.
yeah, we'll see. This game against Young Lions could be a good game for him if he's
It will.
on top of it.
You shouldn't put too much pressure on new signings though, because not all
Yeah.
new signings hit the ground running.
But you do feel like he should be a bit more lethal. You know who I think might be the game changer for us this season? Might be our best player this season. Who could potentially lift us out of any trouble we're in. Like, definitely Blake Rakudio, who's been probably the standout player this season in a squad that has been underperforming.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think we really need to start Blake for against Young Lions because he
Well,
could
that seems
really
like an obvious choice.
Let's, Okay. Secondly, let's look at our opponents actually, because Young Lions are currently bottom of the table.
They've got. I mean, no one's expecting them to get far at all. They have 2 new Japanese signings with the rule changes now. They don't need to have a fully Singaporean youth squad.
They have.
Honestly, if we don't win this game, we're in huge trouble. That's an understatement. Huge trouble.
That's great to know. They
Yeah,
have
definitely.
a current win streak of 1, so they won their last game against, I believe, Hogan, which is the second last team, and then they have scored 5 and conceded 14. Now we have scored 4 and conceded 7. So the matchup here is that we don't score much, but they can't defend well either. So,
Yeah.
You know,
I think it could be a low-scoring game, but at the same time, we do make chances, but it's just not, like we've only conceded 7, but it does feel like we still have conceded too much. We haven't retained the ball that well, and we've just basically been like last gasp defending for most of the season.
Okay, so
Although we better be beating a team that, first of all, we beat 8-1 last season, and they lost 10-1 last season as well. So this better be a win for us.
let's talk about.
Yeah, the problem with the Young Lions, wait. The problem with Young Lions is just they just have no firepower. They have a shocking defense. They're just not a great team, and I really would be concerned if I were Jailani if we're not to beat them at home today.
Yeah, Young Lions clearly have some issue because if they're supposed to be the future, like the young Singaporean players of the futures of the country, like they're having some issues.
Yeah, they don't really show great potential.
The club is not run well, to be honest.
So
yeah.
To face this Young Lion team who's playing this like almost park the bus style football, what lineup do you propose? I think that is What lineup?
Well, I think we should go. To be honest, we shouldn't be as counterattacking as we've been in the previous games because it's just not working all the time. You have to actually be good at playing at you have to be good if you want to counterattack. To be honest, so if we play like a 4-3-3 style and keep the ball for longer periods of time, especially, and basically we need to dominate the midfield. So 3-4-3 potentially, have 5 at the back if you really need to, but at least 2 up front. Lineup is debatable, but a squad for everyone is sort of average. I think it comes down to tactics.
Yes. So, speaking of tactics, how will our new signings fit into the tactics so far? Because looks like should we build around the new signings, or should we train them in a way to fit into the system which Jailani is playing right now? Because
I think definitely the latter, because we haven't bought particularly any superstars, even if we wanted them to be, and they need to play as a team and just stay composed.
Yeah,
and then look for options. It's a lot of sloppy plays have been this season, and I think that's just down to complacency.
They're struggling the way we play, though. So I was thinking, why not reevaluate the formation and find a formation that utilizes everyone's strengths?
Yeah, especially when we play with wing backs, it just leaves so many gaps in the back as well. We saw LCS, they scored 3 from the same exact position as I said earlier.
Yeah, but like we have to address this problem in our back line though, because Rahman got a red card. I'm not arguing that the red card wasn't a straight red. It was a red card, no doubt. But the question remains like who is going to replace him in the back line?
We could replace him with Akram.
Yeah, I guess Akram is a good player, but also you have to keep in mind because Brunei made a bunch of fouls and the ref just didn't see them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Especially in the box. Should have been given at least one penalty in that game.
what do you think, Tingza?
I think the ref is just a disgrace.
Read what Ollie said.
What?
So I think the ref in the last game was, as I said before, after the game, he was pretty shocking, you have to say. Obviously, Brunei made lots of fouls against us, and some which really should have resulted in a card because they were that serious. And yet they were still let off many times. And not just that, the ref also allowed them to time waste and for some pretty long periods of time as well. And that really was a bit of a downfall for us. And that really gave us a big disadvantage. He also enabled them to play a dirty game without repercussions as well. So hopefully that doesn't happen against Young Lions. But if it does, I guess not really much we can do about it.
Oh yeah, one thing to note, if you've been following, some of the Instagram pages, the FAS has just recently created some more transparent way of letting fans know of the decisions the referees made and just discussing the decisions overall with the referees, hopefully just trying to improve the dire situation that Singaporean referees are known as. So I think it's a good step by the FAS, but still it's quite shocking sometimes, as you said. Thank you, everyone, for watching this first episode of the pregame show with Tanjung Pagar United Fan TV with me, Ollie, Laith, and Liushan. Of course, next time we'll improve the quality of these videos as the more time we do it. We will be going to the game later today at 8:30, and we'll be recording some interviews as well, and those will be posted after this video. So thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe.